All right, we're recording. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Zohar reading every morning at 7. You can find out how to join us live and participate in the reading down in the description of this video. You're welcome to do so. It's every day. We're going through the entire Zohar. Right now, we're more than halfway through this particular time reading the Zohar, and we are starting on today, chapter 21, item 106, page, no, that's, yeah, page 16.
You all set?
Yeah.
All right. You want to mute yourself?
Yeah.
106. Abraham told him, "Please, is this a castle without a roof?" Meaning he was bewildered, since the cave of Machpelah, which means a cave within a cave, must be completely dark. Yet he saw light in there as though it was a house that was open at the top without a roof.
Adam told him, "The Creator hid me here, and I have been hiding since, until Abra and came. Adam and the world were incomplete. This is why he needed to hide himself, so the klipot would not grip him. But when Abraham came to the world, he corrected him and the world, and he no longer needed to hide himself."
And the field in the cave therein rose. There was actual rising to the field, which it did not have thus far. Rising implies importance, since by moving into Abraham's hands, the field acquired importance. This is why it writes, rose in regards to it.
The field rose and ascended by the hands of Abraham, because thus far nothing was seen there. And now in the hands of Abraham, what was hidden has risen and ascended. And then everything was established as it was ordained, as it should be.
When Abraham entered the cave and brought Sarah there, Adam and Eve rose and did not wish to be buried there. They said, "It is enough that we are shamed in that world before the Creator by the sin that we caused. Now we will have another shame, for we will be shamed by your good deeds."
Abraham said, I am willing to pray on your behalf before the Creator, so you will never be shamed before him. So he will completely forgive your iniquity. And afterwards Abraham buried Sarah, his wife, after Abraham took it upon himself to pray for Adam.
Adam returned and went into his place, but Eve did not return and enter, for she caused Adam to sin, and she feared that Adam would not receive her, until Abraham approached and brought her to Adam and accepted her for Adam. It is written, and after this, Abraham buried Sarah, his wife. It does not say to Sarah, but Sarah. This includes Eve, which Adam had brought back to the grave.
Then Adam and Eve sat in their places as it should be. It is written, these are the generations of the heaven and the earth when they were created. But we learned about Abraham that Behibarim, when they were created, Behi Baram, has the letters of in Abraham in Hebrew, which indicates that they existed for him. The generations of the heaven and the earth are Adam and Eve. This is because it does not say, these are the heaven and the earth, but the generations of the heaven and the earth indicate that Adam and Eve are not offspring of people. It is written about them that they existed for Abraham, because it is written, and the field and the cave therein rose unto Abraham. And until Abraham came, Adam and Eve did not exist in that world. And Vayakum and rose is Kiyum, existence, similar letters.
The field in the cave therein indicates Adam and Eve who were there. Unto Abraham means for Abraham. Thus, Adam and Eve existed for Abraham. This cave is not a Machpelah. It is written, the cave of the field of Machpelah. Thus, the field is called Machpelah, not the cave. It is called the cave of Machpelah, as you say, that he may give me the cave of Machpelah. But certainly neither the cave is the Machpelah, nor the field is called Machpelah. Rather, this field and the cave together are called Machpelah. But the field is certainly the Machpelah and not the cave, since only the field carries the name Machpelah and not the cave. For the cave is in the field, and the field is in something else.
God, I wouldn't want that guy working for the zoning department.
You dealt with him before, eh?
Yeah. 113. The whole of the land of Israel is folded under Jerusalem, which is the Malchut, and she is above and below. Thus, there is Jerusalem above, which is Bina, and there is Jerusalem below, which is Malchut. For she is gripped above and she is gripped below. Jerusalem above is gripped by two sides, above and below, and Jerusalem below is gripped by two sides, above and below. This is why she is twofold.
Jerusalem above is Bina, and Jerusalem below is Malhut. It is known that the association of the quality of Rakamim and Din means that they were mingled in one another, and four discernments emerged out of this mingling: Bina, Malhut in Bina, Bina, and Malhut in Malhut. It turns out that the quality of Malhut is twofold, since there is Malhut in Bina and there is Malhut in Malhut.
One 14. Hence, this field is from that Machpelah, multiplication, which is Malchut, for there she is, as it is written. See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord has blessed, which is Malchut. And she is twofold, above and below. This is why it is written, the field of Machpelah, multiplication, and not a twofold field, for it concerns the doubled Malchut, which is called a field.
Excuse me. There are four Malhuts, two Malhuts above the Hazeh from Bina and the Malhut di Bina, and two below the Hazeh from Bina and Malhut di Malhut. And the two Malhuts above the Hazeh are both mitigated and included in one another. But below the Hazeh, only the third Malhut is mitigated, and the fourth Malhut is not mitigated by Bina at all.
The cave where Adam HaRishon was buried is from the fourth, unmitigated Malchut, as it is written, for dust you are, and unto dust you shall return. But because he repented, the cave was included in the field, which is the third mitigated Malchut, and there he was buried. Yeah, there's no room in that cave. It's like stone. How can they bury them there? So apparently they weren't.
Maybe they buried him in a different manner. than what you imagine. The cave is the fourth Malhut, which is not mitigated in Bina. This is why she is not doubled in Bina. The field, the third Malhut, is mitigated and is not doubled, since there are two Malhuts in her place below the Hazeh. Only above the Hazeh is Malhut called Machpelah. For there are two Malhuts that actually mingle in one another, one from Bina and one from Malhut.
When it writes Jerusalem above, it means above Chazeh de Nukva, gripping two sides, above and below, two Malchuts from Bina and Malchut de Bina. Jerusalem below means below Chazeh de Nukva. These are two Malchuts from Bina and from Malchut de Malchut. For this reason, Jerusalem above is Machpelah, for there are two mitigated Malchuts there. Hence, this field, which is the third Malchut, is considered a Machpelah as well, since the Machpelah is the mitigation of Bina. I don't know where the accent is on that word. I'm just trying different syllables.
This is why it is certainly the field of Machpelah and not a twofold field. If the field itself had been twofold, it should have said a twofold field in masculine form. But since it is not doubled itself, but draws the doubling from the two Malhuts above the Hazeh, it writes Machpelah after the Malhut above the Hazeh.
Certainly the field of Machpelah means the hay in the holy name, where they are the two hays in the name Havayah, and both are in it as one, included in one another, associating the quality of Rachamim in Din. And it is for her that the text speaks in a way that conceals the double hay. For there is no other doubled letter in the holy name Havayah but her. This means that the word Ha-Machpelah, the Machpelah, with hay at the beginning of the word, implies the doubled hay, the bottom hay of Havayah, which is the Malchut that was mitigated in Bina, which is the first hay de Havayah.
And although it was certainly a twofold cave, meaning a cave within a cave, it is for another name that it is called the cave of the field of Machpelah, after the mitigation of Malhut and Bina, and not because the cave was doubled.
Why don't you continue?
Abraham knew that when he spoke to the sons of Heth, he concealed this matter and said that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, for the cave was twofold. And he did not say the field of Machpelah after the mitigation of Bina, but the Torah calls it only the cave of the field of Machpelah, as it should be, after the mitigation of Malhut and Bina, which is only in the field and not in the cave.
(117) And the Creator does everything to make this world, Malchut, such as above, in Bina, to make them cling to one another, so his glory will be above and below. Happy are the righteous, whom the Creator desires in the world, in this world and in the next world.
And Abraham was old and advanced in days. And Abraham was old and advanced in days. Happy is the one whom you choose and bring near to you. He will dwell in your courts. This text is made clear. But happy is the man whose ways are favored by the Creator and whom he wishes to bring near him.
119. Abraham was drawn near to the Creator. All his days, this was his wish, to draw near him. Abraham did not draw near on one day or at one time, but his good deeds drew him near every single day, from degree to degree, until he ascended in his degree.
When he was old, he properly entered the high degrees, as it is written. And Abraham was old. Then he was advanced in days, in those high days, those days that are known as faith. And the Lord had blessed Abraham in everything, meaning Yesod of Upper Abba Ve'ima, called everything, from which all the blessings and good emerges, for its abundance never ceases.
Happy are the penitents, for in 1 hour, in 1 day, in 1 moment, they draw near to the Creator. This was not so even for complete righteous, for they drew near to the Creator over several years. Abraham did not enter those high days until he was old, and so was David, as it is written, Now King David was old and advanced in days, but a penitent immediately enters and adheres to the Creator.
Where penitents stand in that world, the complete righteous have no permission to stand, since they are closer to the king than anyone, and they draw the abundance from above with more intention in the heart and with greater force to draw near to the king.
Or what's a penitent again? Somebody that repents?
That's what I would think. I don't know.
Abraham was always striving to be closer to the Creator all the time.
Yes.
So, but a penitent.
It was, he did it with all his actions. Or in happy are penitents, or in 1 hour, in 1 day, in 1 moment, they draw near to the Creator. This was not even so for the complete righteous, for they draw near to the Creator over several years. Abraham did not enter those high days until he was old, and so was David, as it is written. Penitent immediately enters and adheres to the Creator.
So I would think it's somebody that suffers some kind of penance is a penitent. So I would definitely have to look up that word in English to really get a little more clear on it. So when I have time during the day, I'll look it up.
All right.
The Creator has several corrected places in that world, and in all of them there are abodes for the righteous, to each according to his appropriate degree. Happy is the one whom you choose and bring near to you. He will dwell in your courts. Those whom the Creator brings near him, these souls rise from below upward to unite in their designated lots. Dwell in your courts are places and degrees outside the palace. And who are they? It is written, Then I will give you moves among these that stand by. This is a certain degree among the upper holy ones.
And all who are rewarded with this degree are emissaries of the Creator, like the angels. Moves means messengers who always carry a mission, following their master's wish, since those are always in sanctity and have never been defiled. That leaves us out.
126. One who has been defiled in this world draws upon him the spirit of impurity. When his soul departs him, the Sitra Achra defiles him, and his abode is among the impure one. Those are the harm doers in the world, since as one draws upon himself in this world, so is his abode, and so he extends in the eternal world. That's why they want you to shape up.
Anyone who sanctifies himself and keeps himself in this world, so he is not defiled, his abode is in that world, among the holy, among the upper holy ones, who always carry out the Creator's mission, who stand in the court as it is written, the court of the tabernacle. It is written about them, happy is the one who will dwell in your courts.
128. And there are others who are more interior, who are not at the court, but in the house, as it is written, may we be satisfied with the goodness of your house. David said, may we be satisfied with the goodness of your house. And since he said, will dwell in your courts, why does it say satisfied with the goodness of your house? It should have said, will be satisfied with the goodness of your house, as it is written, will dwell in your courts. However, there is no seat on the bench except for the kings of the house of David. This is why he spoke as though speaking in his favor. Satisfied with the goodness of your house refers to himself and to the rest of the kings that have a seat on the bench, which is called your house, meaning the temple.
Lahaim.
Lahaim. Oh my, how time flies when you're having confusion. No, it's really awesome. Yeah, I've known my whole life when I was defiling, so-called, defiling, and knew the lessening of the spirituality that it caused. But I was conscious of it, and I accepted that. I wasn't doing it blindly. I was like, okay, I know this act takes away from that spiritual side of me that happens, but I'm going to do it anyway. So it's not like I blindly defiled myself. I did it on purpose and by choice, calculation, whenever I wanted, and still do.
You evil bastard. You're going to burn in hell.
Well, sometimes the animal body, corporeal body, has its
until you have moved into spirituality and taking total control of things, you are not held to that standard in this world. For you are not seen as being corrected and truly understanding. You are seen as being like an animal. In other words, you don't truly understand at this point is what is, you have to take and, atone for your actions, but it isn't the same as if you were in a higher state of spirituality, having attainment and doing that same act compared to doing it now.
It is a little bit. I mean, I kind of was born with a certain awareness of this eternal nature.
Even understanding is not enough. It's not being in spirituality.
And I went ahead and I chose a lot of times to lower myself into the lower vibrations.
And I understand what you're saying. I've had sensations and feelings like that myself.
And I always knew, that it would be a climb after I did that to climb back up to the vibration of being more connected with spiritual awareness. And every time it showed itself to me. And the longer I can go without defiling myself, the higher I resonate and the more connected I am to the whole of
you can
who I am.
All of that if you take and once you get into fully into spirituality, you're just getting taste.
Mm-hmm.
You're not staying in that state completely all the time.
Mm-mm.
You're moving in and out of it. So
and you throw in a lot of complicated factors like the terminology, the Lord, all these lower entity terminologies that the Christian religion uses that I rejected at the age of 4. I knew that those words were wrong, and I was not going to use them. They were worshiping lower gods, not the one, not the creator. And I just never wanted to go there. So it caused a rebellion towards actual religion, which was mixed up with the word spirituality. Now I can see it all
Yeah,
clearly.
I was disappointed when I accepted Christ and there weren't no bells and whistles, no trumpets sounding, angels singing overhead.
Yeah. So that's it's amazing. I'm going to shut off the recording. Bye, everybody. See you next time.